Have I mentioned this is a Ferrari podcast? No.
You're not allowed talking about it. You know what else is red? Tomatoes. And that's what they're going to throw at this podcast.
Can I start?
No, you can't. Go ahead. Start wherever. Is there a beginning, a middle, an end? Where? Stop panicking. Why am I talking to myself? I'm having chocolate. I wait till we. Well, you keep. I wait for the show to start.
To be calm and quiet.
I am, but we're recorded. We're on. I waited for the show to start. I had the whole time to eat. Now I'm going to eat on mic. So, allora, hello. How are you, Fabrizio? Why don't you tell the world what's going on right now? How are you today?
When is the clapper coming on that says action?
I thought we really.
You know what? Let's start the show while you're eating. I think it's going to be fun.
The show did start.
Okay, good.
It hasn't. Let's start it again. No, wait. Let's start it again.
All right. So, all right.
This is fantastic.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to those fancy Italian red cars podcast. Did that sound too official?
It's very official. Not too official. Not official
Let me start
enough.
again. Yeah, so anyway, those fancy Italian red cars. It's a little podcast that I have here with my buddy Guido Grasso.
Hi.
Very established and
very
prolific actor.
Filled with sugar.
Writer, comedian, so many attributes.
I haven't written down a word once, Fabrizio.
Oh, well, I was embellishing. Why wouldn't you let me embellish?
I let you embellish. So this is cool. So we're talking about, I think everyone knows what we're talking about. They're fancy Italian cars, red cars.
Even if they don't know, as long as they're interested, it's good for us.
They're fast.
They're known to be fast indeed.
And they're Italian.
Absolutely.
Can we say the name?
I think the only reason why we like them is because they're Italian. It's more of a pride thing,
like a lot of things we do. For me, The Godfather is the greatest movie I've ever seen in my life. But it just so happens to be Italian. The overproud Italian guy.
Or is it?
Who made the best fashion, the best food, the best... Get out of here.
What about that, the saying, there's two kinds of people?
Those are Italian and those are wannabe.
Yes.
That's very funny.
So let's restart the podcast. Welcome to Being Italian.
I think...
But what's better than two dummies who have no idea what they're talking about?
I'm much dumber than you.
Yes, I agree. So let's... Basically, my point is, don't bother writing us emails or comments...
Unless
that we don't know what we're talking
you send
about.
Money.
We already know we don't, but we're going to speak like we're an authority because we're arrogant.
Speak like an authority figure. Right. You are fired.
So today's episode, and by the way,
we should start the podcast.
Yes,
now.
We should. Let's
start the episode.
Ferrari Fan Network.
You can say that?
Yes. Well, they're the
say
ones,
it again.
Ferrari Fan Network.
One more time.
FerrariFanNetwork.com.
This time with conviction. Remember that in Inglourious Bastard?
So today's episode, yes, I do.
Today's episode
is Growing Up Ferrari in the 80s. I think we both grew up in the 80s.
Growing Up Ferrari.
When did you first realize what Ferrari was, Guido? Like what gave you that awareness of, oh, this is a car, this is something I like?
My earliest memory, I don't think I remember the moment. Like
no. On 9/11.
I'm not sure if I put the TV car and the Formula One car together, but I remember 1982 watching a race, and my dad was there, and he did the helicopter thing. And I remember, so 1982, I may have been 4 years old. I remember it was Rene Arnoux and was it Michele Alboreto? 27 and 28 were the two Ferraris.
Yes, I think it's Gerhard Berger and
he was later.
Alboreto.
He was later.
I don't know if Arnoux and Alboreto were teammates.
I think. I
actually don't remember.
Let's check.
Okay. While Guido Googles,
I'm listening. So I remember that, and then
I know posters were big in our time. We had magazines when you used to go to the
Remember
convenience
magazines?
store. Yeah, remember magazines.
Popular Mechanics.
You had Popular Mechanics, Motor Trend, and you had the Ferraris on the cover.
DuPont Registry.
Remember the poster stores at the mall? They
The
had the
HMV.
Ferraris and Lamborghinis.
There were stores that were just poster stores.
That's right.
There's the iconic Lamborghini Countach, but we won't talk about that in the 80s. It was very, very, what do they say in the aesthetic of the car? Exaggerated, like the cars almost look like spaceships. Yeah, we had posters and
I guess the main point of contact for us was
it goes fast.
Ferraris on TV, right?
Yeah,
The Magnum
Ferrari,
PI.
absolutely. And Miami Vice, the one in Wolf of Wall Street, I guess. That's the Don John. But there was the black one in Miami Vice as well. What was that?
So the Miami Vice aired from 1984 to 1990, and they actually started out with a black Ferrari Daytona Spider.
That's the one.
365 GTS4.
How much is that worth?
I don't know, but I know that car
Good that
was
we
a
come with
replica.
research.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's the one. That's not
That
a real
car
one. That's
was-
a kit car.
So what ended up happening is that was a replica built on a Chevrolet Corvette. And once the car gained some notoriety and
Why
the
did
show
they-
became a success,
They didn't want to spend the money.
Ferrari was not happy.
Oh,
So they sued. They didn't sue the show. They sued the automaker that supplied the car to the show.
because it's like making a counterfeit car.
Right. So
that makes sense. They're allowed.
Ferrari was not happy. I think where Ferrari has a leg to stand on is when they put
When
the
they-
badge on.
When they say it's a Ferrari, but that
Yeah.
was a big thing. They don't do that as much anymore. I remember in the 80s, a lot of kit cars they were called,
Yes,
and
I
a lot
remember that.
of Fugazi fake cars, but they were kind of looked cool. Like I've seen a Ferrari.
A Ferrari.
A
I remember
Fiero-
buying
a Fiero Ferrari. There was just some minor differences, like
Yeah.
but it was interesting.
I remember buying those kit car magazines, but let me just finish the story real quick. About
I don't even remember
black
the first
Daytona.
thing I had to check. I had to check if Rene Arnault and Michele Alboreto was
Yes,
there.
yes.
I'll be right
While you
back.
check that, I'll
Yeah.
finish my dissertation on
Dissertation.
on the
Me too.
black
I have a
Daytona.
dissertation. You know what I take?
But what ended up
Alka-Seltzer.
happening is this. So in Miami Vice, they started out with a black Ferrari Daytona for the first 2 seasons.
Yeah.
And then Ferrari sued the automaker of the car, not the show itself, but the supplier of the car.
Did we remember why it was just that he was a car supplier that has a bunch of Hollywood
Yeah, I guess
cars?
he was a-
and
he
he
was
just
a-
picked this up, but he didn't intentionally say, "Let me put in a fake Ferrari on purpose."
Not
They
sure
just
what
the director liked that car and picked that picture.
That I don't know what creativity led
It's,
to that. I guess they wanted a Ferrari. It was a Miami-based
yeah.
show. So anyway, they had this car, and then because of that lawsuit, they made an agreement with the Miami Vice show. And on episode 1 of the 3rd season, they blew up the Daytona.
I think I remember that.
And then Ferrari supplied 2 real Testarossa cars.
but
And what ended up happening, and there's a very funny thing is
all they
there's a
did is give
major,
media attention, so they won in the end.
of course, but there was a major continuity gaffe in Miami Vice because episode 6 of season 3, the Daytona just reappears without explanation.
Continuity error.
Or yes, absolutely. So that's pretty hilarious.
Yeah, no one really
but
cared.
that only happened once.
Yeah.
And then they
You specifically remember that, or you read that somewhere?
No, I did my research for the show. I mean, come on.
Wow, you actually did some
I
research?
I did my work. But basically, they had the 2 Testarossas, and then they built a 3rd one, which was a replica that they used for just basically the stunts.
Or probably for the close-ups. Like when did you know when he's driving Don Johnson, I could feel it coming, and there's 3 types of shots.
Classic
so
shot.
there's like the wide, like the one of us, us two. That's where you see the car zoom by, and it's him or may not be his stuntman. But then there's the the close up or the Hollywood shot, the close framing on his head. That car is on a flatbed truck, or half the car is on a flatbed
They
truck.
often do that in movies.
It probably has no. The camera is probably where the motor is, or where the front,
Yes.
and it's just half the car, and it's on the back of like a flatbed or a CAA AAA car, and with the camera, because he's got to concentrate on his lines and not turning left and turning right and going over bumps. So that's it. That's where the half car that the Ferrari supplied
So
was.
they can focus on their acting, I guess. And not
When you see Arnold on the motorcycle in Terminator, when it's a close-up on him and Edward Furlong, I'm on a flatbed.
What's cool is
Get down!
that stunt car, the stunt car replica at Testarossa was built on a 72 Di Tommaso Pantera. But Miami Vice, growing up, I mean, how cool is that?
Why did they do that? And how do you know that? Why did they?
Google is your friend.
But why did they build that?
So that was for the stunts where they had the more risky scenes.
So they
didn't want to scrap the real cars.
I see. So it was a Di Tommaso Pantera. That came and went, that car, huh? Almost looked like
I
a
remember
Countach.
Miami Vice being really, really cool, and we all wanted to be Don Johnson.
Yeah.
I had the suit. My mom got me the linen suit.
You were wearing the white, the light
white
blue,
with the loaf. I think Don Johnson started that whole thing of wearing
socks. He completely did.
I think
not that he started it, but I mean he put it mainstream.
I mean, I didn't know that not wearing socks was
a thing?
was
Well, 'cause
permitted
he's next
until
to the
Don
beach.
Johnson told us it was okay to do so.
How come he disappeared after? He did Nash Bridges.
Crockett was his name.
Sonny Crockett.
Sonny Crockett. Okay. Do you remember going dancing? I don't know if that was in your time. Dancing to the club.
I still don't dance
on Sunday afternoons. It was called the 13th Sky.
Okay, I heard about
so
this. This was an under 18 club.
Yes, it was mocktails.
Yes.
No alcohol.
Why don't they do that?
And I used to put on my Don Johnson outfit.
That's
used to
amazing.
wait for the bus.
I think Astra Sank used to do that.
Astra Sank, I think, was a real club. I don't remember them
Astra
being
Sank
a youth,
was,
youth type thing. Or maybe next door to Dance Musique, next door to Astra Sank. That I remember. But we used to take the bus, 35 cents. Used to get on the bus Sunday afternoon and used to go to this club. And then you just felt like you were, cool
in a club.
In my Don Johnson outfit.
Genius, whoever thought of that.
And then we had to take two buses.
I used to go to church basement parties. That's it. So it's okay. It's part of being a teenager back in the day.
That was cool.
Now, the kids are, studying.
What about... Yeah, and they have apps. They have apps for that, right? Online.
I wish I had apps, but I eat too much pasta.
That was our Snapchat. We had to go to clubs on Sunday afternoons, and
that's wow.
In our Don Johnson outfits.
Totally forgot about that. So, what show was the Di Tommaso Pantera featured in?
That I don't
Hardcastle and McCormick.
Oh boy, that's deep.
Is that a deep cut or what?
Way.
Do you remember
too
that
deep
show?
for me. I didn't have a chance to Google that. So,
but you don't know. If I show it
I
to
don't
you,
remember,
if I show you the image of it, you'll be like, "Oh yeah, I remember this."
Maybe.
Do you remember Riptide?
Riptide tells me something.
The nerd guy.
But don't forget, I grew up French, so I.
So you were watching Passepartout.
I was watching Passepartout. Remember Passepartout? That was
Passe-Montagne with his butterfly bow tie.
And they used to air
Pascaro.
It used to air at 6:00, and you would tell your parents, "Ma, when it's 6:00, call me because I want to watch it. But don't say that that's why you're calling me. Just say that it's supper time."
Why would you say that?
Because every time your mom called you, their kids would tease you and say, you're going to watch Passepartout. And you'd turn around.
Because they would hear you say it.
And you'd say, no, I'm not. But meanwhile, you were.
Is that really what happened to you?
Yes.
That's so funny. You were ashamed that you watched.
We were all ashamed. We all went home to watch it because we liked it.
This is amazing because I grew up on the English side of town and town, so to speak, going to English school, and you were on the French side. These are little things I did not know.
Subtleties.
Goldorak.
That
was really cool.
Yes,
that's still cool.
Yes.
That's like a Voltron, pre-Voltron.
Have I mentioned this is a Ferrari podcast? No.
You're not allowed talking about it. You know what else is red? Tomatoes. And that's what they're going to throw at this podcast.
Well deserved.
Thank you, sweetheart. I like how you wrote everything.
What about Formula One? Was that something that growing up?
Yes, it was. That's what I mean. That was my earliest memory.
Yeah, my dad
was that. My father, hey, sta la corsa, cambio canale, la partenza. He would love to wait. Since I'm a child, I'm hearing him talk about the pole position and la partenza.
They didn't have all the races on TV like they do today. So if you remember,
Yeah.
we had to go to the bar at 1:00 in the morning to watch the Japanese
Yes.
Grand Prix.
The
And
bar
you had
with the satellite dish
big
as big
satellite
as
on
the movie
roof.
Contact on the roof.
And when you would go, there was always a problem, and
Yeah.
the guy behind the bar
Yeah.
couldn't get the channel,
Yeah, it's so
and you
funny.
were stressed that you were going to miss the start. It was
That's
a whole
so
thing before.
Yeah, there's
And sometimes there was such a disinterest, I find, in the mid 80s. Once Gilles Villeneuve passed away, the coverage became very sporadic. And you wouldn't know who won the race. You try to watch the news and the sports segment, and sometimes they wouldn't.
It's like they deliberately skipped over it to make everyone forget about that.
I don't know what it was, but maybe they were not interested. And my father would roam around all Monday
Trying to find
figure
out what happened.
What happened
That's
to the
so
race.
funny. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. We had it rough.
Yeah, no.
We came from a rough time. We had no internet.
It's so funny because we're talking about luxury cars, but having it roughing it with the luxury car back then. But
all you knew is you had to root for the red car.
You're
you
right.
Know, when you didn't know why, but you're like, okay, we're going for the red one. Okay, Dad,
I,
go red one.
I remember.
What about the rarity of spotting a Ferrari growing up?
Okay,
Because
here's
they
one.
They didn't make.
They
them
weren't
like,
like
do
now.
today,
That's
right?
another thing.
So when you would spot one, it was like
It was a
major
real
deal.
thing. It was a real
Mom,
thing.
guess what I saw today?
Yeah, I saw
And one
Ferrari.
time, that's the first time
It's
I
like
saw.
seeing a celebrity.
Yes,
It's exactly what that is. It's like seeing a
Except today,
hockey
there
player,
are-
like an iconic hockey player. Not
Yeah.
seeing, like seeing Richard.
Today, everybody's a celebrity, right? Everybody's got a show. Everybody's got an Instagram.
We're celebrities.
But absolutely. I mean, the biggest. Well, I
Che
don't
più
know.
volevo dire? I was talking about. So you see what happens. You see what happens.
When did
You
you
what-
see-
This is what happens when you.
Your first real life car.
My first Ferrari.
First time you saw one live. Do you remember?
Yes. It was the Italian old man with the cowboy hat at the Italian feast. He was driving around in a 308. And then I had the privilege of my very, very loving, amazing father, hardworking man. His whole life he wanted one. So he bought himself one after many years of hard work. So I've had in my everyday life, my dad had a 308 GTS 1980 Magnum
Amazing.
PI's car in
Amazing.
the garage. So growing up, I know exactly what the smell of that garage smells like when he would come
The
home.
fragrance.
Yeah, it really is. When
Unbelievable.
you asked me the other day about the evolution of that car and if they're going to go electric or not.
That's a topic for another
That's
show.
a topic. But what do
that's
you?
interesting.
But how? Why didn't they explore this? You know how they have apps. Tesla hasn't done this yet, where you could download like an app to make the car sound exactly what you want it to sound like. Like it's all audio, and you know how like
you would need like speakers that are outwardly.
Correct. Have you ever been to like Universal Studios or something where you go on a roller coaster, but that roller coaster is in like a little mini theater, and you're looking at the
Yes.
screen, and the seat moves like
The ride is called Soarin' in Disney.
Well, they
It's
all have different
unbelievable.
technologies like
It's
that. Like there's a
unbelievable.
Simpsons one. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So that why haven't the electric car people teamed up with those people to just make it feel? Why haven't they done that?
I believe they have something like that in Abu
You get what I
Dhabi,
mean?
where they have Ferrari World.
Well, you know what they
Ferrari
do there?
Theme park.
They go falconing.
Falconing.
You have to be really rich when your sport is going like this and a falcon lands on your arm and then you launch it again. That's what people with oil do. Is it true that when they run out of gas, they just leave the Ferraris on the side of the road over there?
Yes, you've seen those pictures, right?
Yeah, that's like
You assume that's just Photoshop, but apparently, yeah, they just let them go. It's out of gas, we'll buy a new one. Very, very strange.
wow.
But my first car, the first car I saw live was a 308.
Circa what year?
I would say I was about 10. So I remember specifically saying to myself, wow, there's a Magnum PI car parked in front of my house. And it was one of my dad's friends or customers. He just started working in real estate. And I think it was circa 1982.
Wow.
And I remember it was parked and it was a customer / friend. And I was like amazed. Like the Magnum PI car is in front of my house.
Yeah, that is the most, that is the Luke Skywalker of Ferraris in the sense that it's the one they made the most of.
Yeah, it really marked
Because-
our childhood, right? The
But
Testarossa.
there has been
the
more
three
of those than the rarer ones. It's not Greedo the toy. It's Han Solo because of Magnum the influence. But it really did. That car defined a decade.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
And the show was great.
The theme song,
the theme
yeah.
song,
The mustache.
the 308 GTS was played at Robin 1.
I did
Remember
not
that?
know that. I
Yeah.
saw that.
And,
why
and-
is it Robin 1? Is it for
Because
Robin Quivers?
Because the property that they're on is called Robin's Nest. It's a fictional beachfront estate in Hawaii.
I see.
And in the series, it's owned by renowned novelist Robin Masters.
Did you know that?
And I didn't Google this.
Yeah,
I know
but-
by heart. But he employs Jonathan Higgins as the estate's caretaker, and Thomas Magnum is the security expert.
Yeah.
And that property was actually sold. It belonged to a bunch of rich people.
remember-
It was a turtle nesting ground
In real life, you mean?
In real life, but in
Hawaii.
in Hawaii, and it got in such advanced state of disrepair that Barack Obama bought the property and he had it demolished. And I guess he's building something or he's built something on it. So
Joe,
that's
gonna
a
get
fun Magnum PI fact
Joe,
for you.
My Magnum's house. I'm going to burn it down.
That's pretty good.
Did you remember what happened on the last episode of Magnum PI?
I remember I was.
There's one specific thing that happened.
Remember when you were too lazy to read, and you just
still am too lazy
you
to
just
read.
flip over pages and look at the pictures. That's how I watched Magnum PI.
Yeah, I got it because it was gratuitous. It's like watching the Dukes of Hazzard car jump. You don't care what's happening in the story. You just want to see the car
First
jump.
of all, my English was,
It's all right, I get
I
it.
was going to French school, and we spoke Italian at home, so it was
I
all
totally
French.
get it.
And so I would.
It's not Breaking Bad. I get it. You're not.
Yeah,
you're not-
and you're a kid, right?
Yeah.
You're 10, you're 12, you're like whatever. It's too serious a topic, so you would just wait for the Ferrari to show up,
Exactly.
look at it,
wait for him to turn into the Hulk after the commercial.
Yeah, and you would like seeing that Higgins character because he was funny to look at and
well,
funny
what-
sounding, and that's about it. So I don't remember any plot. I don't remember the
Well, I
finale.
can tell you
I
this,
remember
at the
nothing.
end, they find out that the guy who hired Higgins doesn't exist. It was Higgins, the boss, all along.
Oh, one of those dream
like
things.
Newhart, yeah. No,
yeah.
so Higgins was Robin, and you find
Don't
out
you
at the
hate
end.
that in shows?
That's called the cop out. It was good,
Yes, cop out.
but it was good when done the first time by
Yes.
Bob Newhart. He did it really classy. He do you remember the Newhart?
So the
show?
whole
Was there a
premise-
Ferrari in that?
No, probably. But the whole premise of the show was basically nothing more than it didn't exist, right?
No,
and it's
that's
revealed
that,
on the
I hate
last
when-
episode.
That's what I think happened with that stupid Lost show that I never watched. Thank God. Apparently,
Yeah.
everyone just wasted their time watching that show.
That's
Lost.
it. So I never.
Like,
I always said I got to watch that show. I got to watch it, and then people were so pissed at the end.
Yeah,
You're like,
no.
I guess I'm not watching.
No,
it.
perfect. What I mean is, he did it right. Bob Newhart. You know Bob Newhart. He's
Yeah.
the movie Elf's father.
Legend, right?
In the movie Elf, he's his father. Don Rickles' best friend. So he did a TV show called The Bob Newhart Show in the 70s. Very famous show where he's a psychiatrist and he's with his wife, and they talk. In those days, you would see the couple reading books in bed before saying goodnight. Okay?
Yes.
So
when couples talk to each other.
right, remember? Instead of
Yeah.
looking at their phone. So the Bob Newhart show finished, and then in the 80s, Bob Newhart came out with another show, a brand new show, and this was just called Newhart. This time it's a guy running an inn in New Hampshire in the trees, like Faulty Towers, but in New Hampshire, and it's Bob Newhart, and he's running a hotel, and everyone's wacky.
Yes,
You remember
the bed and breakfast.
Yeah, bed and breakfast.
Every
Newhart. So on the
sitcom-
last episode of this,
Yeah.
the last episode of this show,
Right.
it was all a dream. He wakes up in the bed of the first Bob Newhart show,
Yeah.
and the original wife came back, not the blonde one, and that was brilliant.
That is brilliant.
He
That
did
is
it. He
great.
did it right.
That is great. I have a vague recollection
yeah,
of that.
but there's hi, I'm Daryl. This is my brother Daryl. This is my other brother.
That's the guy
Daryl.
with the overalls.
Hi, I'm Larry.
There was a guy in
Yeah.
overalls.
This is my brother Daryl. This is my other brother Daryl. And there's no Ferraris in New Hampshire.
You notice the sitcoms from that era all had to have prominently displayed a staircase. The staircase was very important.
When I-
Webster, staircase. Cosby Show, staircase.
Didn't
Newhart staircase.
Webster going to he walked into a grandfather clock and then showed up in trap doors coming out of.
That I don't
Wow,
remember.
I remember that.
The first show that didn't have a staircase showing, I think, was Alf. Because every other show, the damn staircase is so important.
Do you specifically
Remember Rick Schroeder? He came down that staircase and they had
he
all
had
the
a little
arcade
train.
games.
He had a train.
He had a train,
He
and
had a train in his living room.
remember
he had-
Different Strokes, the staircase.
Different
Always
Strokes had the same staircase. Okay, how about
Staircase was always the star of the show.
this? Different Strokes and Cosby Show had the same staircase. It was behind them, going left to right, down.
I believe
Yes.
you're wrong.
No, I am right.
I believe the Cosby Show staircase was straight and the Different Strokes had a
No,
little curve.
because I
in it.
remember the episode where Cliff
maybe I'm
mistaken. Claire were having a fashion competition, and Claire broke her leg. So they came down the stairs doing the fashion show, and then she came down with her a cast all full of diamonds, and the kids cheer. And
But there was no Ferraris in that, so
I think there was.
was there? I don't think so.
I'm trying to think of an episode where I'll
Tell
tell
me,
you where
Guido,
I saw it. Yes.
F1. We always had a race in Montreal.
F1.
We
I
had-
like 2 better.
F2, F3, F Ford. What about the Grand Prix? I mean, we've always had a Grand Prix. This podcast is coming to you from Montreal, Canada.
Montreal. Yeah.
And we've had a race since 1978.
Well, the Italians, how long have they been around?
Good question. I forgot to Google that.
As opposed to other races.
But did you go to the race?
Yes,
was your dad?
I was going
aficionado?
to say that because I've had the privilege, and since I'm a child, to have been brought there. Back in those days, you could buy one ticket, 2
Yes.
tickets, and then you would just walk in 2 general admission tickets.
That's right.
For his sons, and then he would go up and throw the ticket down, and my brother would go, and with one
Really?
ticket we would.
So you had you guys had a scam going.
Yeah, I'm sure we weren't the only ones. But for years that lasted.
Really?
Worked. You get what I mean, right?
Yeah. You threw the ticket, and the other person just
Yeah,
came
you just
back.
squeeze in because it's not. And we totally did that for many, many, many years.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, it was a lot easier to also. There's probably an easier way to even sneak on for free in those days without even paying general admission. I remember going to Metro Berry de Montigny,
Yes.
not Berry
Subway.
UQAM.
We all took the subway there.
But I mean, still to this day they do, but it was called Berry de Montigny
Berry de Montigny. Now
before
it's
it became
just Berry.
UQAM.
Berry UQAM, yes.
I
I kept going
Square Victoria.
Yes, that nice, lovely voice with the ding. It's a very pleasant ding in the subway. Ding.
This F train's making local stops. Stand clear, closing doors.
Yes.
That's how it sounds in New York.
So what I did one day is I kept going with my dad, and always general admission. Obviously, I mean that's
sound
what we could afford. Yes.
Do you remember
sound,
that?
the smell,
Man. The smell of it. And you could hear those cars from Sherbrooke Street.
Oh yeah, we heard them from the suburbs. I mean, as
for
far
real,
away
you
as
really
Saint Leonard.
Always the June 10th, 11th, 12th, or 9th.
Yeah, always that second week of
weekend in
June.
June. That's
Absolutely.
my whole life.
I remember going to the race, and it was always frustrating because when you had general admission tickets, you had to find a good spot. And the good spots were always taken early in the morning.
How many people? I mean, it's full. Like 100,000, 200,000. I don't even remember.
So we always said next year we better
we'll
come earlier.
And every year
instead of going at 10, you'd go at 8, and then at 8, same thing. And you had to get your spot, and you had 2 square inches of the grass.
That's so funny.
And then you said next year we'll come at 6, and we'll come at 4, and the result was always the same. You could never get the
where
good spot.
are these people? How do they camp out from the year before?
So my Bob Vila
Actually, Bob
instinct
Vila.
kicked in. He's the Mike Holmes of our generation, basically.
Holmes.
Yeah, Mike Holmes. Holmes on Holmes, the guy who fixes all the houses. You
Who's
don't watch
Larry Holmes?
Yeah, it's boxing.
You
I built an aluminum chair.
Oh, that's funny.
like a lifeguard type
That's
chair.
great. And
it
you-
was 2-seater.
Did it work?
So we would show up with these long sticks.
You built it.
I built a chair that you could like put together with the tempo screws. What's the real word for tempo?
Oh my God.
Car shelter. The winter
Yes,
car
a
shelters. We have these
but
screws.
Canvas shelter.
Yeah, with the butterfly ends. So I had my screws, I had my box, my bag, and
How creative.
I chopped up all the pieces of aluminum and I put them in a backpack, except for the actual frame, which was this long stick.
You basically made a workable lifeguard type chair.
Right. So
But
we
did
would
it tip
show
over?
up very comfortably at noon, and then we would pick whatever
People
seat.
must have said,
They were like, "What are these guys doing?"
Did you-
And I'd show up
were
with my
you
dad.
laughing
My
your
dad
ass
was
off?
so proud that I did this because
This is so
he
funny.
saw me tinkering in the garage.
an old
saying,
Italian man would mess around with stuff, though, but it's funny that you did it. So that's why he was proud.
and like every typical
Tinkering
father,
is the key.
Every typical father always assumes that whatever their son's doing is just, it's not going to work. He
Well,
can't,
that's
he can't
that's
possibly
fact.
be doing.
No,
right?
no. I mean,
It's-
you're
there's none
actually
of that.
successful at doing the task.
Yeah, there's
as
none of
opposed to me.
that. Oh, my son, I have faith in you, right?
No.
But that's nothing against him. It's just the way it was.
So-
but he basically had zero confidence. But he let me tinker, and then finally the end result was there. And
think I want you
I
to
told him, "Pa, come and see." We
rebuild
came in the
that chair and
garage.
put it back there.
We climbed up. We sat
Yeah,
side
exactly.
by
Were
side.
you like measuring? That's so funny.
It was great, and for a few years we had. But then they stopped us one year because we had this long aluminum,
And it looked like a
rod,
weapon.
And they're like,
It's a
"What do
javelin."
where do you guys think you're going with that?" So then I
yeah,
had
but
to.
so it worked what 3 years?
I'd say for about that.
That's pretty
and then,
good.
And then I chopped up that long stick and I made sticks that could join one into the other, and it was all hidden in 2 backpacks.
Why didn't you?
And we just walk in.
Use them to hang the tomatoes.
And I remember Jean Lézy won the race.
Okay, so I was going to ask circa what year?
And poor Jean Lézy, I mean, he won in '95.
yeah.
And I mean, listen, great
Did
driver.
he only win once?
But he only won because Schumacher's car broke down. But
This is
we
when
made
Schumacher
it out to
was
be like
the Benetton car.
yes, Schumacher was dominating in the Benetton, and his car broke down like at the last lap. And
I remember
we
that
all
car.
went nuts, and we rushed the track, and we were screaming "Allez-y!" And it was as if he
It was
he
like
won the
Adrian
championship.
running to Rocky in the ring.
Yes, but
Just that one race was like he
Yeah.
won the championship. I
But
get it.
Rocky deserved sort of,
But
the
you were
merit that he
proud
got.
for Alesi.
Alesi was basically did a great job coming in second.
Yeah.
Right. But we sort of celebrated because we were so hungry
Yeah,
for a victory.
I totally get it.
And it had been years.
That's all you'll take. You'll take it. You'll take it.
We took it.
I
Right?
absolutely
and we
agree.
made it out to be like much more than it was. But it's sort of engraved in the memories of many people. And,
I remember that.
And himself included. I don't think there's an interview
Even after that.
Jean Lézy does to this day where they don't bring that up. But it was a nice moment for sure. And
Jean Alesi looks to me like if you had to central casting what a race car driver is supposed to look like, he has that race car driver look
he
like
does.
for a movie.
He's the John Hamm of F1.
You know what I mean when I say that?
Yeah.
John Hamm is like a perfect Bruce Wayne. He would be a good Batman.
Yeah, like what John Hamm is to acting, Jean Lézy is to racing.
Is it really?
Appearance wise.
Like I'm saying casting wise, he looks like how.
Yeah, he should have forewent. Is that a word? Foregone his F1 career and just gone straight into acting and
what is he
play
doing now?
and play a race car driver
funny.
in it would have been much safer.
You know what fourgon is in Italian?
Furgone.
It's a van.
Yeah, fourgon in French is a van. And
Fourgon.
why are we talking
Because
about
you
this?
said foregone.
Oh, foregone. Forwent?
You
I
wanted
said
to
forwent.
and I said forwent, bro. Foregone. That's why.
Pardon my French.
This is so. What am I looking at here? Is this a Ferrari 488 GTB? Wait, no. Yeah, it is.
If it says so in the back, it's basically
I have to act like I know what I'm talking about.
It's just decor. So people, when we go off on our many tangents, remember if they're watching us on YouTube.
It's nice. What was that company? Burago?
Burago.
Is it still around?
I believe they are.
Was die-cast metal models that we all had.
We all had.
We thought we were opening up a box of chocolates, and then we got that model.
And we
then
played with them.
And we tried not to.
We committed the
we
cardinal
tried so
sin
hard
of
not
playing.
to.
Yes.
We tried, and then we just said it one day.
And then when eBay came out,
Yeah. You saw how much they're worth.
we saw
in
how
the
much
box.
they were worth, and we're like, oh, damn, I should have never played with them.
They were scratched up, but they were die cast, whatever they're, it's metal. They were metal.
I guess it's.
But the
it's
detail was incredible. They never made, Panini never made a Formula One sticker book. They made a soccer one, they made a hockey
and
one.
it's fascinating because
And they're Italian.
They actually own
NHL stuff in Italy, the sticker books, but they didn't make Formula One.
Yes, you're very right.
I don't know
and
why.
Panini actually owns all the vintage Maserati collection from Maserati.
The pre now Maserati.
Which I don't know if there was some sort of litigation there or claims of ownership. But when
Maserati stopped in the 80s at some point. Not stopped, but stopped here.
When you visit the Maserati in Italy, not the factory, but this museum is very cool. It's basically a farm, and they produce Parmigiano cheese. They're the owners of Panini, so they have the Panini Maserati Museum, and they have all these vintage Maserati.
Well, where did the car come in?
I forget how they obtained ownership of the car.
Okay, they're like a conglomerate of some kind. They just suck up companies.
The gentleman who gave us the tour,
let's buy air.
Basically was his father's doing. Very interesting. And one fun fact about that visit,
I had no idea,
was it was the first time I think his father or he was involved in the first time they stuck a sponsor sticker on a car. Like, he basically invented that. You know how every race car,
important in the sport.
Yeah, it's plastered.
It's as much part of the sport as anything else.
The car that had the first sticker of a sponsor is in that museum to this day.
And it is Panini?
It's
what's the ad?
I don't remember the ad. I think it's an American. It was Oscar an American
Mayer.
Driver,
Bologna,
and an American sponsor in a Maserati car.
No.
Something like that.
No, get out of here.
Very cool. Very, very cool.
It's bomba calabrese. The you know what Italian word I like to say? It's just fun to say. Caciocavallo.
The cheese.
Yeah.
I made you think of that with the Parmigiano.
Yeah, and a caciocavallo. Caciocavallo.
Yeah.
Speaking of cavallos.
Speaking of Ferrari.
Cavallo.
So you're coming back around.
You see what I did there?
Cavallo is a horse.
Who would win in a fight, the Mustang horse or the Ferrari horse?
I think the Mustang horse is at an advantage because he's in the horizontal position.
And it's probably like what do you call it?
And he's got 4 legs on the ground. The prancing horse. Oh, I don't know the type of horse, but it's horse 1 and horse 2. So the prancing horse is on 2 legs. He's in a very vulnerable position.
And what about the Black Stallion? Where does he come into this?
Not sure.
And what about Silver, the Lone Ranger's horse?
Tonto.
That's not a horse. That's
his partner.
Yeah. Hi-ho, Silver.
Is it canceled? Like, can we still talk about Tonto, or is it like a bad thing now?
I think.
Can we get arrested for that?
I don't think we ever got arrested for Tonto. Did you know that there's
a lot of things you can't say.
Chief Jay Strongbow, the wrestler, was Sicilian?
Really? In real life, or his character?
In real life. And there was a famous commercial in the 80s of the pollution. Don't pollute. And it's a Native American crying at all the mess, a single tear. Also, Italian guy playing Indian. Native, I mean.
Those Italians, they're everywhere. I tell you. Can't get rid of them.
You know what? You're pointing at your watch?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how much time.
Do you remember when Dick Tracy used to talk to his watch? And now we have the Dick Tracy watch?
Kit,
the car,
right?
the car that speaks.
So growing up in the 80s.
Hello, Michael.
Do you remember
having the debate of which car would go faster?
No, but the cars were the stars.
Yes.
Like the Chips had the
bikes, the
bike,
motorcycles.
like it was just so.
You're right about that. Again,
Dukes of Hazzard had the General
5
Lee
channels, right?
But, Dukes of Hazzard had the General Lee, Kit, Michael Ryder, Michael Knight,
Michael Knight,
Knight Rider,
David Hasselhoff.
Don't hassle the Hoff.
What other? There was also the Batmobile. Well, that was '89, There was Back to the Future car. That was the star of the car. The
I'll tell
DeLorean.
you, I've got some here.
The DeLorean was the star of the show.
The A-Team van.
The
How could you
A-Team
forget
van,
that?
The A-Team van was
The van in the A-Team. The Mystery Machine from
the
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo van. Absolutely right.
The Kawasaki motorcycles and chips.
Were they Kawasaki's? I didn't know that.
And what about that show, 1965, My Mother the Car? That lasted 1 year.
I didn't.
The premise was...
Oh, she got somehow transformed.
Yeah, the premise was that this guy's mother got reincarnated as a car.
Like Mr. Ed.
And surprisingly, the show only lasted one season, 1965.
I'm trying to think of other cars. There's
famous cars.
The show Riptide had the 50s 1959 Corvette with the teardrop. The show Riptide. Do you remember Riptide?
I never watched Riptide, but I
that
do
was a
remember
fast
there
car.
was a big deal made about cars. Nowadays,
You're right. That was really-
shows and movies. They're calling
There's
Ubers.
entire channels dedicated to cars. I guess maybe that's
Yeah,
why
the car was a big deal.
It's all
It was
about-
a character. It was part of the cast.
Now car shows are all about picking up a car and restoring the car, and also auctioning a car, and their lives. But I don't mind that.
No,
I like watching the Jay Leno.
Jay Leno's Garage.
Yeah. Yeah, you first car.
I don't believe that he has never touched his Tonight Show money. I think that's.
I think I do, and he's proud of it. But I get
you believe it? I don't believe it. I think he says that so that people assume that he makes so much money on his. I think it adds to his credibility as a stand-up.
Okay, I get what you mean.
Which
He
calls to
probably has-
his insecurities because he has nothing to prove.
You're right.
Stand-up
It is-
wise,
right.
love him or hate him,
Right.
he's great at stand-up, but he's so. He's maybe so afraid of being tagged as,
Yeah.
oh, you went Hollywood now.
bothers him.
You're not a real comedian anymore. That he tries to legitimize his comedian status by saying, oh, the Tonight Show money, I never really did anything
you're right
with that.
about that.
All
I
my
think it's
money
too-
comes from comedy, right? I don't believe it.
I think it's too for his own psychology. But I'll tell you
Why
what
would you
it
not
probably
touch
means.
that money?
I'll tell you what he probably means.
As a
I could
comedian,
be completely wrong. He will obviously use his wealth, to purchase maybe real estate and stuff. Use the wealth, but the money he uses every day to eat, get around, and all that is always that comedy cash. I bet you it's more something like that.
I don't know. I don't believe a word of it.
Well, Jay doesn't really care what you think.
Well, that's true. And why should he? I mean,
You're rocking the
just
Jay
another
Leno.
dummy
You're
with another dumb
You
podcast.
and Jay Leno have the same hair.
yes, I noticed.
You do have Jay Leno hair.
I noticed. I have Jay Leno hair.
Yeah, yeah.
I would need his chin though because I'm lacking a little in that department.
You know who?
They got implants for that.
What
I
they
think.
call people are implanting that. They call his chin the result. They used to do it with the royalty. It's a specific name. It was from too much inbreeding, believe it or not. The royal families of
Really?
Something.
That's why in the cartoonish versions of ancient, royalties and
They have
kingdoms,
weird-
they all have that long chin. And when they draw them,
Like King-
they exaggerate the
King
chin.
Tut was like deformed.
And it's almost like a sign of like they want that, right? It's a
No, I'm not. I don't know if they wanted it. I know it's. They believe to keep the bloodline together.
yes, something about the bloodline and
Speaking
how
of the
it's,
bloodline, I'm not. You think this King Charles is a lot worse than?
well, I mean, let's hope he's okay.
I hope he's okay too, but it seems to be a lot.
I wonder if they have Ferraris. They certainly can afford them, like the Royal Ferrari. Is there such a thing? I mean, I know in the Middle East, all the
You're right.
big honchos have their custom
think it
Ferraris,
would- I think-
Lamborghinis,
I think
but
it would-
you never hear about the Royal. I think they want to
think it
drive
would-
British
would-
cars.
But it wouldn't be proper.
It wouldn't be
It wouldn't
proper.
be proper. But I can guarantee you
They wanna
that,
drive a British car, right?
If Harry has been to Vegas hanging out for a week, he probably has rented himself a Ferrari for the week, and no one knows. But when driving around in London, you must drive an Aston Martin or something.
Yes, British.
Or that British the
And it's got to be green.
the Queen's
British
husband
racing
there, Prince Philip. He was
Prince
driving
Philip.
till 100 years old.
Yeah, well, I guess they didn't
And
have
he drives that whatever that car is, that British cab car.
they didn't have the authority, I guess, to remove him. Right? I
think- no, he got-
the DMV couldn't say, "Oh, yeah, Mister, we're revoking your license."
I don't think he has ID.
Oh, he doesn't need, right?
I don't think they have ID.
They just do whatever they want.
I really believe
How great is that?
they don't. It's yes and no.
What a great scam.
If I'd be a king, I'd probably wear the crown all day long. No, but do they have passports? No, right? Why the heck would the queen have a passport?
Diplomatic immunity. They can.
Has been revoked. Remember that? It is that, right? What the heck are their last names? Of Windsor?
Yeah, but they were able to change that and just do whatever they want. Who knows? But I think we've covered a lot of Ferrari today. Definitely.
Can you tell me the name of this podcast again, please?
So, getting back to it, want to thank those who support us.
Just an excuse to repeat the name over and over again. Tell your friends.
FOC Canada.
What
Thank
is
you
this-
very much for
this
your
network?
support. FOC is a club of owners, local club of owners here.
FOC.
FOC. It stands for owner something club something coalition. Not sure, but it's basically
Fettuccini Orecchiette
in the US. It's a
Codolette.
Ferrari Owners Club.
Ferrari
something
Owners
like
Club.
that.
Okay,
Something
FOC.
something
there
like
you go.
that, yeah.
And the Ferrari Fan Network.
Ferrari Fan Network. They
Fan
host. We're part of that network, and our podcast is called "Those Fancy Italian Red Cars."
Those fancy.
I want to thank
Italian-
Guido Grasso
Thank
for
you.
his
Fabrizio
candor.
Sciola.
is-
Sciola? How do you pronounce Sciola?
Sciola.
Sciola.
I am Fabrizio Sciola, host.
My Sciola.